Alrighty everyone, welcome back. We just got to see The Mandalorian Season 3 finale, and I gotta say, my first reaction to this is that it was very well crafted. It really had a good flow to it all, a very good ending for the actual Season 3. This is exactly how each and every episode should have been actually directed and created consistently. I felt like this was probably the best one out of all of the 8 episodes that we got from Jon and Dave. You know, of course, we got some surprises by Grogu, a big moment between, of course, Gideon and Bo-Katan. I won't go into spoilers, but I digress. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, there's a thing that Jon and Dave have been very attached to, and that has a lot to do with how they're going to be able to adapt Legends stories into live-action material, and exactly how that's really going to roll into the upcoming Star Wars shows. Now, with The Mandalorian Season 4, Ahsoka Season 2, and Season 1, of course, being worked on simultaneously still to this day, of course, we also have other shows in the works that will be announced at this year's Celebration event. Jon and Dave were able to actually tease and talk more about something very exciting relating to the character of Luke Skywalker. The last time we got to see him, by the way, was back in, of course, 2022, in the beginning of that year, when the Book of Boba Fett dropped. And other than that, a lot of fans have been embracing to see exactly what else Jon and Dave have in store for Luke Skywalker's return. So, let's dive right into the details about what Jon and Dave had to recently tease after the Season 3 finale dropped, and what they had to say about Luke's return, and exactly how significant Luke is going to be in the future of this Mandoverse, so to speak. So let's tap right into this. Now, of course, with Disney and Lucasfilm gearing up for Mando Season 4, Ahsoka Season 1 and 2, as well as other shows, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were able to reveal something very exciting to fans about Luke. Jon and Dave went on to state the following. Now, Jon Favreau revealed, "We had such a great time exploring Luke in the Book of Boba Fett, and fans were a bit let down that we did not explore Luke again in Mando Season 3. But that does not mean we are finished with Luke's journey, not even in the slightest. We have a lot more to do with Luke and what his return will look like in many of our upcoming projects that we are working on to this day. Some of which, if I may add, are not so far off from release, but I will leave that a mystery for everyone for the fun. It's been great talking with Mark and how we are going to utilize Luke again some years later after Book of Boba. We are going to be providing different variants of Luke's stories straight from the Legends books and comics, and how we can adapt that into our Mandalorian era for fans to see. We knew that fans wanted to see Luke again, but we thought it would be best to take a break with him for Season 3. Let me just be clear, guys. I think it was actually a pretty good decision on Jon and Dave's part to take a break for Season 3. As much as I love Luke, I really do believe that it was a good idea to skip Luke's appearance in Season 3, as we had discussed months ago. There was really no plans for Luke appearing in Season 3. It's more so now for Season 4 that's going to really bring Luke back into the equation, and in a very special way, as well as, of course, for Ahsoka Season 2. Now, we know that Mark Hamill signed his signature on the set of Ahsoka Season 1. That could spell something of his return coming in the first one. We also know that some storyboards were created between both Luke and Ahsoka by Dave Filoni for Season 1, so that could very well also mean that Luke is returning in this August, of course, for the Ahsoka show. Now, we know that Favreau favors Luke. It's one of his most favorite characters in the Star Wars franchise. I mean, he has dropped so many, revelations relating to many different characters so far, and how they're going to be also utilizing that in future shows. The thing about this that I think is very interesting is how Jon and Dave are on a mission, essentially. They want to make sure that what they are going to do from this point on forward is going to be immaculate stuff. They want to make sure that everything is going to be, top notch. And given that Kathleen Kennedy only has creative control over the Acolyte and Skeleton crew so far in total, that's, of course, something that I think a lot of fans are thinking about, of where this is all going to go, that they have now a lot of, privileges over at Lucasfilm. So let's tap into the next thing, what Jon Favreau has to say, alright? So he goes on to elaborate further. It's all about moderation with Luke, you know? But we are doing some great things with ILM, and Dave is just overly excited about what he has in store to answer fan questions. Like, how did Luke meet Ahsoka? When and where did that happen? Little things like that will be explored too, and we have no intentions of leaving that a big mystery for everyone. It's all about how we can do the greatest thing for George and his outlook on Star Wars. I think fans are really going to love Ahsoka and what kind of surprises we have in there too. I think fans are going to go crazy over what we are going to be doing with Luke. Just wait and see. Now, Jon Favreau, alright, is a guy that likes to tease things. He's a guy that likes to build up hype. And you know what? That's the one thing that I felt was missing for, a while after The Mandalorian Season 2. I don't feel like we got that kind of build up when we were anticipating the Book of Boba Fett or anticipating this particular season of Mando, but now everything relating to Season 4, Star Wars Ahsoka, all the new mystery projects and shows coming out to light that will be unveiled at this year's D23, Jon Favreau is really making sure that he's staying directly in touch with fans to really kind of just hype them up and get them excited about what's coming. Now again, backtracking a little bit here, I thought Mando Season 3's finale was great. I really thought it rolled very well. That's how the whole season should have been written. There was a nice flow to it. It had a real nice, way it was edited and shot. It had more production value, in my opinion, and I just feel that that's what all 8 episodes should have been like, production-wise. But I digress. The thing about Jon Favreau here is that he also mentions ILM, of how they're doing very special things with ILM, alright? And basically, we talked about this 2 months ago, that they have this new type of technology that's going to surpass de-aging and deep fake technology combined, where it's going to create a flawless version of a young iteration of Luke that's going to pick up all the mannerisms of Mark Hamill. And it makes you wonder, what kind of technology is this? It's said to be completely revolutionary. It's going to change the film industry forever. That's going to be able to bring back either, actors from the past that are no longer alive, or characters in existing upcoming films in a flawless manner. That's basically how advanced this new tech is going to be, and it's going to be pretty much debuting in Mando Season 4. So, yeah, Jon and Dave, they have a lot on their plate. They're all about being, visionaries and pioneers. And again, you gotta remember that Jon Favreau is the guy that literally created the first ever Star Wars live-action series. That's pretty big if you think about it. Mando Season 1 was solid. Mando Season 2 to me was a masterpiece. Season 3 really kind of fell flat at points, but the finale really picked things up, and it just goes to show you that the magic is there if they decide that they just want to do that on a consistent basis. And we know that Jon Favreau was pressed for time and had to meet a lot of different deadlines and sacrifices to make to get this on time, so maybe that played a role in why some fans did not like this season as much. Who knows? So anyways, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night